Maybe if I pull it like this, wow, it's still really sticky. Ah, hello, welcome. This is Trista, and I am the Vintage Cookbook Nerd, and welcome to another episode. Here we are up to some sticky business with a 1928 butterscotch recipe. This is super delicious. Very sticky indeed, but wait till you see all the adventures coming up in this candy making video. So I will see you for the recipe. So for today's butterscotch candy recipe, we're using the Delineator cookbook from the Delineator Home Institute. It's from 1928, one of my biggest treasures. And this is in the candies section, and I love how it explains how to test the syrup with or without a thermometer, the different stages of candies, the different ingredients, different sugars. I love how it explains all of this. And then this is our butterscotch candy recipe. So let's get over to the stove and start making this delicious candy. Hey, it's future Trista here with my butterscotch candies. And I ended up having kind of a soft butterscotch, as you will see, but it is still delicious and wonderful. But there will be an epilogue at the end of this video after the family tasting where you will see how I mitigated this problem and how you can wrap up your butterscotch if it turns out really soft like mine. So stick around for that if you want to learn how to do that. Bye, thank you. Okay, let's get ready to make this butterscotch candy from 1928. So we have our water, 1 cup of water going into this large saucepan. And then we have a 1/4 cup of light corn syrup. I'm gonna try to squeeze out all that I can from this. And I must tell you, this is my second time making this because I learned some important lessons the first time. It turned into a bit of a burnt caramel. I'll be showing you the kind of blooper reel fail section. But weirdly, I kind of like the burnt caramel taste, and then I put a little salt on it and it was kind of good, but not great for gifts and not the butterscotch flavor we're really looking for. So we are starting over now, which is great. We've got those 2 ingredients in there, and now we have a cup of granulated sugar, and then a cup of light brown sugar, and also dark brown sugar would also work in here. We're gonna stir that up before we get it on the heat. First, we're gonna be dissolving the sugar, and later on, we're gonna add a 1/3 cup of butter, and then after we take it off the heat, we add the flavoring of 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So, my thermometer was not really working properly, so I'm actually going to use a very old-fashioned method of having some ice water over here and then some spoons so I can take kind of samples of this syrup and see if it is getting to the stage where we want it. So let's get the heat going here. And after I get this dissolved, I am going to test it when it's started to boil a little bit. And then we're going to be adding in the butter and then taking it off the heat once it's reached the next stage, and then we'll pour it onto this nice thick metal baking pan with a silpat, and it's greased with a pan spray. So that will be, if you have a marble slab, that's awesome, you can use that. But if not, a metal pan like this works great. So I'm gonna come back in a couple of minutes when I'm ready to test this, and we will go from there and see how our candy turns out. Let me know in the comments down below if you love butterscotch. I'm really obsessed with that flavor. Let me know what your favorite candy is to eat or make for the holidays or any other time. Okay, I will see you when we're ready to test this candy. You can see it's starting to bubble here. In a little bit, I'm gonna be testing some and putting it here in the ice water to see what stage it's at. It just started boiling, so it may take a moment. Okay, I've been testing it quite a bit in this water, and I think it's ready for the butter. So let's put that in very carefully. It's gonna sputter a little bit. And then we're gonna get it to a slightly harder stage, but it is smelling really, really good and not burned. I made sure to keep it on a little bit lower of a temperature. When I dropped it into the water, it was holding a little bit of a ball and then flattened out, so that's what it's supposed to do. So fingers crossed. This will be lovely. And I'm gonna test it again here in just a moment. I'll be right back. All right, so this is now ready to pour on our pan. I put the vanilla in and it smells amazing. So basically we're gonna pour this here, let it cool a little bit, and while it is still warm, we'll try to mark it into pieces. So I'm really curious to see how this goes. Hopefully I didn't make it too soft this time. There's a little extra vanilla to throw in there, but should be delicious. And the best part is, pretty sure we did not burn it this time. So I'm gonna let that cool, and then we will come back and check it out in a little bit. We are back with the finished butterscotch. It actually turned out really soft, but I kind of like it that way. It's kind of like a caramel, or caramel, however you'd like to say it. But yeah, like a soft caramel. And what I've decided to do is wrap it up in parchment paper like this, or you could use waxed paper. And I'm going to show you how I do this. So again, like I say, it's really soft, so you can't kind of mark it off in pieces like the book said, because I think I should have cooked it perhaps a little bit longer for that purpose. But I love this, and I think it is great for what I want, and it tastes amazing. I will be doing a little sneak taste with you guys and also with the family. So we're gonna take the scooper. We filled it with butterscotch, and then kind of put it in the center, or actually, wait, I'm sorry. Taking it out of that, and I have clean hands, they're just greasy from the caramel. But roll it around like this. Then we're gonna put it in the center of the paper, kind of roll it that way, and then you can take some ribbon. I will take a bit here, and actually, I think when I do more of these, I will make the ribbon links before I get sticky with the candy. But just taking this and twisting around. I think next time I'll do this part second without the sticky fingers, but you get the idea. You want to why am I losing my thoughts? You want to tie both ends just like this, so it looks like a cute little old-fashioned candy. You can even curl the ends with your scissors if you want. Use any kind of ribbon you'd like, but that is what it looks like. So now let's taste a piece of this. Let's take a little sneak taste of this delicious butterscotch. It's a little bit sticky, so it is very soft, like a soft caramel. So it definitely needs to be wrapped in a parchment paper or a waxed paper. If you decide to boil it a little longer, it might get a little bit harder, but I think this is beautiful. You can see how soft it is. So I'm gonna, wait, okay, here's a little knife. I'm just gonna grab a little piece of this. Of course, I've tasted it before, but this butterscotch is my kryptonite, so I'm going to have more of this. Let's taste that. Yeah, it's definitely like the softest caramel and softest butterscotch that I've ever had. It's so nice. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. It's like melty brown sugar. It's so good. So I highly recommend it, but stick around and see, sorry about the timer, what my husband and son think. I'm cooking some soup, so I'll be right back. So I'm gonna show you what happened with this candy. I think perhaps it might have burned a little bit and gone to kind of a more brittle stage, because as you can see, it's more kind of like a hard candy here. And it could have been that the battery on my thermometer was not completely charged or just not working properly. But I just did sort of score pieces out of this candy. And you know, I kind of love burned caramel and taste, and so I actually put some kosher salt on this, and it's actually kind of tasty. It is not butterscotch, but it may be something at least a little bit salvageable depending on your taste. So I just wanted to show you that. This is definitely the brittle stage, as you can see here. So that is what happened. I went to a much higher temperature than the gauge was showing. So, but I'm gonna let this cool down a little bit more, and then we're gonna test it out. We are tasting the butterscotch candies. They're very, very soft candies. Kind of like a caramel.
It's like a fruit roll-up or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super soft. Almost like a soft taffy, like Adam's showing. And provides hours of fun. What are your thoughts?
It's delicious. Adam approved.
Oh, yay.
Yes. I don't think the finger acrobatics didn't make it more appetizing for me, but it is delicious, and the texture is nice too.
And it's fun to play with as well. Maybe not.
It's really delicious.
Fun for me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It's not sticky. It doesn't make you feel like you're going to pull your teeth out or anything.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the good part about it. It's
quite
not
nice.
like, yeah, it's soft enough where you feel like it's not
Yeah,
gonna
it's-
affect that.
It's almost, I don't even know if I'd call it a taffy. It's almost like a, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a super soft caramel. I think. Yeah.
But it's a good caramel. Very nice taste.
Awesome.
I gotta go wash my hands though.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is why you shouldn't play with your food, kids.
Thanks for your help, guys. So I'm going to show you what I did with my soft caramels. At room temperature, they got pretty splooshy. That's my word for it. So I ended up making balls out of them and freezing them. They did end up more like circles, but they're frozen on this baking sheet. And with this Silpat mat, it's really easy to release them. And then what I found out you can do is put this on a plate, microwave it for about 10 seconds, and then I will show you what to do after that to wrap up your candies so they're really cute. So we are back and we have a piece of parchment paper. This has been microwaved about 10 seconds. Then I have my 2 little pieces of ribbon here. So this is kind of it got a little warm. Maybe I microwaved a little too much, but you can it's still cool enough to roll into a nice ball. I'm gonna keep on a plate a second, and this is off camera for you, but I need to wash my hands before I get that candy in there. Pardon the delay, but we want to get this in there. And I think I microwaved it a little too much, but that's all right. And get that in there. Oops, it is quite sticky. But now it is in the paper. And then we roll it around like this. It's still better than room temperature for sure, because I tried to wrap these at room temperature before I froze them, and it was really a tough one. So I'm gonna do this. And this. And then we're actually gonna store these in the freezer, and then you can take them out little by little to enjoy them. And if you give them as a gift, you probably wanna put them in a bag or a container, and then you can give them to the recipient, but you can see they're a lot nicer when you take them off frozen like this and then roll them into a ball. So I hope that helped, and enjoy your delicious butterscotch candies.